Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for being here. Although there are not so many people, I really wanted to thank everybody, and it's really unreal to see that everybody's here just to see me yap about art for some time. Enough about me. Actually, no, let's talk about me. I love art. Art is like my life. Considering the other talks, this doesn't really seem like something special to me because the other talks also were heavily related to art. But basically, I've been painting for all my life, and slowly all types of art have seeped into my life. So basically, I think that honestly, it's really important for everybody to have a creative outlet. But there is a type of art that I don't like, which is modern art. I don't think, I'm not judging if you find value in this, but for me personally, I think it's kind of devoid of meaning, and it celebrates mediocrity. And I have very strong feelings towards this, and I participate in online discussions because honestly, what sparks more emotion than online discussions? And in these discussions, something that I've read and I really love to hear is, I could have done that. Not for any petty reason, but because this, I could make this, makes it that it serves as an incentive for that, so that other people also make art. So it makes success, considering these paintings are probably successful being at exhibitions or bought by gazillionaires, and it makes success a bit more accessible. This talk is not necessarily about the importance of art in people's lives. So whether it's painting or drawing or cooking or even the way you dress, people need a creative outlet. I mean, one of the things that I most hear about when people see my paintings is, well, I can even draw a stick figure. But art is about finding the value in the process, the progress, and the result. Anyways, art is important to me, for people. But I don't think this is necessarily the goal that you should be striving for. You should be striving for the minimum of value, of quality, right? And this is where obscure art comes in. I like to define this as anything that is not conventionally good, so a bit messy, but honest and genuine. Obscure is maybe not the best word to use to describe it. Maybe wonky, but wonky art doesn't seem very attractive to make or consume. And it's a bit difficult to define which obscure art can be useful, because it should be in the sweet spot between the not tangible, so something so good that you can't even fathom making it. So for example, I don't know, the Mona Lisa. And between the not tangible and the dismissible. So art that is so bad that you don't even consider it art. So I don't know, a children's drawing. Wait. Okay, but anyways, making art that has its meaning as its priority and the audience as an afterthought can make the fear and of being creative, can lower the fear of being creative. It can make mistakes feel less fatal when being creative, and it can instigate unapologetic passion. Anyways. When thinking about motivation, there are two types of motivation that I like to think about. So one of them is called external. So it's basically when you're amazed and you're very motivated at other people's achievements, but not enough for you to actually pursue them themselves. So for example, when you're watching the Olympics, you can see Rebecca Andrade perform a flawless routine, and you can be amazed and very motivated by her story and everything, but not necessarily enough for you to actually go buy a leotard and start practicing. And the other type, as you might imagine, is internal. So it's basically, and it can come from anything that motivates you enough to actually pursue it yourself. One example of this that I really like is Tim Burton's napkin drawings. They're really messy and they're obviously not perfect, but it shows that even renowned names like his can make bad stuff like this, and can start from somewhere where, you know, it's not very good, but there's still value and potential in these drawings. So it can make the goal a bit more tangible by connecting the starting point and the goal. So it serves as a stepping stone. Another thing that I really like about his drawings is that it's very authentic. So you can notice that even though it's not perfect, the lines are particularly Tim's. So they're messy and unconventional in their own way. And I think, especially considering the rise of artificial intelligence, this is something really important that that art nowadays has to have. And another example of this authenticity in art that I often think about is how Wes Anderson, which is a movie director, in his movies, in his stop motion movies, he insists on using animal fur for his puppets. And although the seamless look through each frame isn't achieved, because every time you need to move the puppets, the hair also moves a little bit, it makes so that the almost literal fingerprints of the artists and the people that were working on the film can be noticed. So it sacrifices quality over, you know, the people that were actually working. So it makes something that people can connect to better. And again, so stop motion, I think, is one of the types of art, of obscure art, that people can pursue themselves because it sacrifices, again, quality and detail for something a bit more meaningful. And I think it's fair for you guys that I show obscure arts that I have pursued, and that would be photography. So last year I got a camera. It's not super high quality, but it honestly changed my life. And I think through street photography, which is a type of art that has this impossible challenge of finding, you know, perfection or beauty in something so chaotic, so the streets in which people walk, cars are constantly moving, pigeons are flying, and you can't control anything. I think that's one of the most, the purest way to find beauty in the mundane. So, and the best part is that if you don't like one shot, you can just delete it and try again. And I'll finish this talk with this quote, which is: the only way to feel in a creative setting is to not create.